Hello, good evening. This is Eniola coming to you from the studio of Afro Passion here in Germany. Today, like we promised, we brought to you a legend. When I say a legend, I don't just mean by name, someone who is worth to be called one, who has paved the way for many of us to be able to come live and talk about something, especially the entertainment industry. One who has won so many awards to his name, who for the past few weeks I've heard so much about him. And today I'm also happy to meet him one on one. I've seen his works, I've heard him on radio, and I've heard so much about him, I've read so much about him. I was curious at one time and I put his name in Google and it was bringing me so many surprises that I never knew of. And one time I was driving and I heard Nigerian songs. I was like, oh, who is behind these incredible sounds that we're hearing? So these are one of the people who made us feel at home even while abroad. He has bridged a gap that I want to say categorically not so many people have done that in the past years. Join me as I welcome the legendary Tony Hare into the studio this evening. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Nice to have you here, sir.
Nice to be here with you. Thank you.
I should thank you for sparing your time out of your busy schedule to educate us and enlighten us more about the journey so far. So I'm going to quickly ask you, Tony Hare. People will ask, is Hare your really name, your real name?
Uh, my real name is Tony Irie Hembuwa.
Okay.
Often I've heard that people want to know how it come about air. Like I will always say, I carved it out of my surname, which is the first three letters of my surname, Air.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for informing us because I saw it and I was like, okay, is it hair? And why did you do you think it is easier to use hair than calling the full name, or you just felt, oh, this can be a brand name?
Because of the entertainment, because I already have the plan of what I have in mind for the future. And again, the kind of audience that I might be having might be international. So to make it easier for pronunciation and to flow with me, I just felt air would be more easier. That's how I added it to Tony.
Oh, okay. Looking at your personality, what you've achieved today, the journey so far, people will think that it is automatic. But living here in Germany myself, I know you can't get here automatic. Can you please tell us a little bit more about how it all started or when you first got here?
Well, I've been in Germany now for more than 20 years.
Hmm.
I would say the process has not that been easy, but these days I think it's better and easier now. When we came in those days, it was a really stressful time because the first thing on your mind is how to settle yourself, get your resident, and then start thinking of your plans that you have that made you left home.
Hmm.
But when you look at the journey, like you said, the journey so far, I would say we thank God that things has improved. I can communicate with you right now on the social media like this, but when we came in then, there was nothing like even WhatsApp to start chatting. So these days, I would say a lot of things have improved. It was analog then, but here
Hmm.
we are now, it's more digital.
Okay. Then we're going to also run through the analog days. I think I was also born in the analog days, and staying back home, we knew that people keep to appointment. When you're expecting your family and friends in 2 weeks' time, Sunday, you have no doubt that they're going to be here. And these days, people will tell you, "I'll see you tomorrow," and they don't come. So, how do you communicate with yourselves? You staying in Hamburg and other personalities around Germany at those times when there was no social media.
Then I will still say those days, I wish most of us can still add it to uh, the new era we are now, because then we are communicating with email.
Hmm.
We send email to people, and then you'll be expecting somebody again to send to give you a reply. Then you were now conversant with even writing, spellings. It's part of educating yourself rather than these days that is just easier, even without writing, you can communicate.
Hmm. Okay. So would you say that you've benefited more or you feel more comfortable this day than in the past with regards to communication?
Yeah, these days it's more better, easier, make things work faster for you. And the
Mm,
results you want to achieve, you can get it better this time around and easier. So
okay.
these days, I'll say, yeah, things have really gone, improved seriously in terms of communication.
Okay. I personally tried to introduce you the best way I can based on what I've read. But I would
Yeah.
like you to also introduce yourself to our viewers all over the world.
Okay. Tony Ariambua from Edo State, Nigeria, also known as Tony Air. I'm a broadcaster here in Germany with TD 96.0 FM, Hamburg City, Germany. And my program is What's Up Niger every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I broadcast in German and in English.
Broadcasting in German and in English, that's a very difficult task when we talk about the German language. So, how did you learn this language? Is it because I've met people who have also been here for over 20 years and cannot fluently speak, not to talk of you being on the radio?
Yeah, you see, this is part of what I said from the beginning. I already have plans ahead of
Mm,
what I would love to achieve being here. Things that I didn't have the opportunity when I was back home, But now that I'm here, I know with time, if I work hard towards it, and the first basic that you need to, even if you want to go back to school, is the language, which is more important. So I think my first task was to make sure I got myself really well acquainted and educated more with the language so that I can pursue most of the, because we need to know that we live in Germany. This is not an English speaking country.
mm.
So if you have decided that you want to achieve anything, whether professionally or whatever, then the language is number one.
Language is key. Language is number one. So you're also
Right.
confirming that to us and to
Yes.
everyone who will be watching you that you started planned, well planned. You knew what you wanted and you went for it. Is that correct, sir?
Exactly. Like probably if you like to know how it all started, if you permit me, then
Yes, sir. You're free.
yeah, because I had a plan of being a broadcaster from the beginning. So that's how I started in 2010. In 2010, I came up with What's Up Niger in order to be able to tell our stories. Because like I will always say, if you don't tell your own story, people will tell it in their own way and may not suit the purpose for which your story was supposed to be. So this is how I came about with What's Up Niger in 2010, broadcasting in an online radio station then, because there was not really no platform that was, accommodating us or our own. So this is how I created the program What's Up Niger on an online radio in a radio station called Top Afrique Radio in 2010.
Okay. This was in 2010 and you've
Yes.
been here for over 20 years, like I know or I already heard from you.
Yeah.
How was it then? 10 years before then, before you started?
10 years before then, I was, doing my media job, going to school as well to see, because like I said, I already have these plans
Mhm.
and I scheduled what I have in mind to do for myself for the future. So I drew what is called scale preference.
Mm.
So in my scale of preference, and how do I achieve, and with the laws, the opportunities. So I started taking them one by one
Mm.
until I had that opportunity to come up in 2010 to say, I need to create something that, can push me out there. And most especially that I'm a Nigerian, and then tell our own story. And that's how I came up with What's Up Niger, so that I can, because we have a lot of Nigerians here and Africans in general, but I was specific about where I'm from. And then from there, if things work out well, then I can extend it And to God be the glory. What's Up Nigeria was really extended beyond being a Nigerian thing as at then. Because I started in 2010, but 2012 was a big one, was really a big one for me. And that's where I didn't stop and the interest became more and more.
Okay, very good. 2012. Well, we'll go back. We'll get back to that. I'm still going to take you back a little. Did you come from Nigeria with the mindset that you're coming here to be a media personality? Was that your dream?
It was my dream, but I was not sure in a country that is not an English-speaking country. Because back home, my dream was always to go to the United States, but haven't made those moves and didn't work. So I said, well, if I have to make Germany my choice, because I've never been here before, but I have those plans in my mind. But when I come in here, whatever I see here is what is going to push me and motivate me to know if the media aspect of what I have in mind will really work out for me. And it did.
Good to know that it did. We are living witnesses to that. That is, it did, and it's still doing. Because several times in the evening since I came across you and your radio platform, I tune in and I hear good Nigerian music. And you don't just also sing only hip hop. I have heard you sing Christian songs also, or featured Christian songs, which I am impressed about it. And till date, I think you're one of the very few, if there are many or if there are others, because I've also heard about a presenter also in Bremen. I have not met him, but so far I've only heard 2 Nigerians on German radio. Do you feel proud to be of that height?
Proud. No, I would say I thank God for it because it worked out for me. I would say I really worked hard towards it because it was not given to me in platter of gold. I worked towards it. Today, I'm a card-carrying journalist here. I'm a member of the Journalistic Verband in Germany, and a card-carrying one, So my plan will also be to see that many Africans or more Nigerians will also come on board, because time will come, we will retire, and someone need to, keep telling the story. Because like you said, you heard me playing gospel, other type of music. The aim was to integrate our culture, our way of life. Today, I play traditional song on a German radio station that they don't even understand what we're talking about, but they follow the rhythm. And then I need to do what is called in German Zusammenfassung, a kind of break it down for them to understand it, But my message there is integrating our culture, because I live here. Today I play Bini music, Yoruba music, and in most cases, the Germans will also up, especially my colleagues in the radio station, and they feel great hearing that, because most of them have never been to Africa, and most of them have never been to Nigeria. And so it's like I'm bringing it back home right here on their doorstep. So it's part of the integration, I would say.
On my platform, several people have given credit to you, and one of them is DJ Ike, the most wanted. When I asked him how the journey was so far and who are the people that has contributed into the Afrobeat industry, he mentioned it. Just hold on a bit, let me get a clip.
Sorry, in Hamburg. So these are guys that have really contributed a lot to the.
I think I listened to because I saw, maybe it was from your page that I saw his name or thereabout, and I checked him out. He's still doing live programs on radio in Hamburg, I think.
Yeah. He's he's on a radio station. He's on a radio station in Hamburg. Those are men back then in the days that really pushed and contributed a lot to the movement. He's not a DJ. He was an MC. A lot of people don't know him. And I happen to walk behind behind closed door with him for a couple of years. I happened to work with him back then.
So he happens to work behind closed doors with you. I would want to know what kind of work did you do at that time, pushing the culture?
I would say kudos to the man you just displayed, DJ I, superstar, most wanted. You see, I was trying to talk about 2012, where my dream really came true.
Yeah.
Because when I started in 2010, it was still like picking up, you know. But 2012, when people like us and Ike started interacting, and then they started bringing in artists. And the first time, I think sorry, someone is trying to call my phone. The first time I think we interacted was when he was bringing in Bracket to Germany. So that was the first time we interacted. We met in Ham.
I think they are seeing you live. They want to communicate with you. They want to confirm.
Oh, the call is just trying to interact, but I keep cutting it off anyway. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, so we interacted the first time and we met in Hamburg on his way to, I think, Amsterdam. So we met in Hamburg train station. We interacted, and then he was telling me that he's coming with a Bracket. So I negotiated some tickets to be sold for Hamburg City and all that. That's the first time we met. But the second breakthrough then was when Duncan Mighty was coming, because then the radio station where What's Up Nigeria was always the hub. That is, every artist coming from Nigeria will always be brought to our radio station, to where Tony Air was broadcasting with What's Up Nigeria. So this is how Ike and the promoters and all the crew members came to the studio. I think Facebook also reminded me of that one of that photo yesterday, which I shared, you know. So that was when we really met physically. And then and in some other one, I think Jay Martins and many, many, many more. So we were, like you said, on the background, we were doing a lot of things at the background and then showcasing it to the people. And he was very good in, you know, in what he does. And, you know, in terms of entertainment, I would really say big up to DJ Ike. He has done well for the community. And I hope that at the time he's retiring, we also must have impacted a lot on the people too.
No, he said he's not retiring soon. So I'm going to throw that to you also quickly. Are you also retiring soon?
Your volume is so low, or is it from
I
a
think
side?
it's because your call, the call that came in.
Okay. Maybe it might come up. I don't know.
I don't think.
Let me see.
But if you can't hear me properly, I can.
I can hear you, but just that it's low.
Yeah, it's because of the voice that came in. I'm very sure of that. The call that came in.
Okay. Maybe it will increase by itself. But can you hear me properly?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay. So go ahead.
I said you just spoke about retirement for DJ Ike, and he told me categorically that he's not retiring soon. So, do you already think of retirement?
Well, we might not think of retiring, but don't forget nature. The time will come. What we are able to do now, the time will come we might not be able to. We must also think of our age. For me, I'm 61 years of age. So you can imagine that probably if God allows me to be 80, I'll still be doing the same thing. I will always want someone to take over, and I'll be able to be proud of myself that I was able to, bring some people up that have been looking up to me, and I will say yes. And my children will also ask me, all these years you ran entertainment, what were you able to do that people could also say they want to follow on the same footstep? I think that should be where we all should be thinking about seriously right now.
Okay. Well, I'm also thinking about it even at my young age. I ask myself, how long more do I need to work? But this is not about me now. This is about you, sir. And I'm going to
Yeah.
also take you back to those days where people pushed and supported the movement, the culture, especially the Afrobeat. Uh, you just mentioned DJ Hike. Are there so many other people who you would also like to mention their names that contributed to the movement?
Oh my God, your volume is so low. I don't know.
Okay, we're going to do it like this, sir. That you're going to go out of the studio and come back. It will be better.
Okay, I go out of the studio and come back.
Yes, sir. So we'll be having Mr. Tony here back. He will be back shortly, I hope. And I'm enjoying this. I hope you're also enjoying it. If you have questions for him, please don't hesitate to drop it, and I'm going to pin it so that he can also see. This is Afro Passion, and we promised you we're going to give you the best, and that is what we're doing. So with me in the studio has been Mr. Tony Hare, a media personality, one who has done so much, and we're having an exclusive moment with him. I'm actually enjoying myself because it's actually good that you learn from history, one who has been there, who is still there, and who has plans for the next year. So if you follow their steps, possibly you can also get better. And with the rate at which things are going now, we're in the digital age where things get better. We can communicate from wherever we are. And like I said earlier, I had a chat with the exclusive, the most wanted DJ Ike, and he said a lot of people might not know him, but few people that knows him knows his impact. And we went down to Hamburg to contact him to make sure that we bring him in front of the camera to also let us know the journey so far. As I'll be hoping that he joins us soon, let me play a little clip from what DJ Ike said about him.
Sure. There's another guy there's another man in Berlin, sorry, in Hamburg. Mr. Tony Air. Tony Air. He's still there. Yeah, he's now a radio broadcaster in Berlin. Sorry, in Hamburg. So these are guys that have really contributed a lot to the.
I think I to. So these are guys that have really contributed to the industry. My last question was, which other names do you still remember at those times that you guys were pushing for the progress of the industry?
We were really diverse because for me, as at that time, I was the only radio presenter. We're having DJs and promoters like Sonny Jagger in Switzerland. A lot of them have really, I think it's DJ Ike is still one of those that is still really pushing that I'm saying. But people like as at that time that I was really talking about, it was DJ Ike that was really coordinating most of these guys and most of the promoters, because I was not into bringing in artists. They were the one in charge of bringing in artists, and then they just look for people that can organize it in different cities, and that's where I come in to do the promotion so that most of these shows can really be known by the people.
Okay, that's good to know, DJ Hike. I hope you're there hearing that you got back the credit and
yes,
confirming it that you also did so much during your time. Okay, somebody is here for you, Rosemary. I am here for Sir Tony. Yeah, please. Thank you for joining.
Wow.
Here,
the BRE Entertainment.
One still looking young. We have people saying nice one. So,
all right.
Over the years, you have built a name for yourself and also a brand thereafter. What would you like to share about that?
Okay, like you asked me from the beginning about the air, you
Yeah.
know, bringing air to Tony that makes it Tony Air. The brand I continued to build on it on radio, but when it got to a stage, I now decided that I need to give back in my own way by turning the brand into a kind of fashion line for my fans. So that's how I branched into t-shirts.
Mhm.
The first one I did was in 2011. It didn't go nowhere,
Hmm.
you know. And that t-shirt, I think I'm still the only one wearing it. It's green, green, white, green. Then with What's Up Nigeria on it.
Hmm.
That's how I branded it then, but it did not see the light of the day. But I didn't give up. I came up with another brand, making it a total background of green, and then with a yellow right up, What's Up Nigeria. I did it for almost a year. It failed, you know, and then I didn't give up because I always have that belief that if you fall, always find a way to get up. It's not the end. So, but I now discovered that people are really paying attention to what I do on radio. Then I said, I have to come up the third time. And that's where I came up with another different design. And that one picked up so seriously on t-shirts. You know, the demand was not only from Germany, it started going places. And before I knew it, as of 2019, the demand got to Hong Kong,
Wow.
to USA, Nigeria, all over Europe. It was there. And most especially what attracted it was when I started getting international awards
Hmm.
from all over. So that really paved the way for the brand and the t-shirt. And that's how I branched from t-shirt to joggers, the complete joggers. I'm sure you must have seen that too.
I
So
have. I have.
yeah, so that's how I came up with the joggers. So every year, every month, or every time I think about innovation. So
Hmm.
from joggers, I moved to shoes for guys, sneakers with Tony Air inscription on it. And then the ladies were also, we were also thinking of the ladies. Then I came up with the bags for the ladies, you know. So with time, especially this year, God bless this now so much that I don't stress a lot. There are some countries now where the franchise is just for me to have a contract with people, and they do their work over there with that name,
Wow.
and they are paying for it. You know,
Wow.
the brand is in South Africa, and you know, and because of that brand, my name has been on their newspaper,
Mhm.
and with all the artists and all that. So God has really been good, and I would say consistency really helped a lot.
Thank you very much for mentioning that word again, consistency. There's another word you mentioned which I like so much. I actually wrote it down, innovation.
Yeah,
Because I realized that a lot of people, when they try something one time, they fail and they give up. And you've encouraged us that it didn't start where we are all saying it now, with
right.
example, your first t-shirt, that you are the only one wearing it. So
Yes.
I'm going to, from there, go to Afrobeat artists in Europe. There are a lot of Afrobeat artists who are not known, or possibly they did one song, it didn't go viral, it didn't hit up, and they are giving up. What do you have to say to them?
I would say, you see, like that word, that's where the word consistency comes in. I decided I would have started by saying my t-shirt was just doing well. No, I started with where I was failing until where I finally made it. And a lot of people that are wearing my brand these days, they didn't know that this is not my first brand. So the same thing I would tell the artist. If you come up the first time, it's not working. It's not the end. Keep innovating, keep changing. Either it is the beat or your voice, or get a coach. This is where most people are failing. You need to get a coach. You need to get someone to put you through. Or with this, with technology these days, you can even do your online learning in through a lot of media platforms. So do those learning and then come up, keep coming up. Let me let you know, there are some artists, pardon me using the word, might be singing nonsense that people may not, associate with. And you'll be surprised. Because of that, people will get to know you, but they don't like the song, but they know the way, they like the way you were performing it. I'll give you, there are a lot of examples. There's a guy that sang One Corner, One Corner. I don't know if you heard about that song.
I'm not sure.
Okay. One, or another international one, Opa Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Good. It's not an African, but do you still hear of him today? No.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I do.
Yeah, you see. So this is where you artist needs to work on. The fact that you came up with the first song, it didn't work, is not the end. If it is what you are called to do, what you feel like doing, except that you just did it purposely, you don't have the passion. Passion is very important. If you have the passion for it, failure should not deter you from getting to where you are going.
Failure should not.
If you have the passion, failure should not deter you to arrive where you go. So they should keep moving. But I can also advise, and I've advised this on several platforms to most of our African or Nigerian EU artists. In Germany, for example, there are a lot of opportunities now that were not there before. But these opportunities are not going to be knocking your doors. You have to go look for them. Either one, you live in this country. Like I said, the basic was learn the language.
Yeah.
And with that, start doing your research. In this field that I have decided that it is where I have my passion, who are those in this very country? I had an interview recently too, and I said it in that interview that most of our artists should get out of the box, and I will say it again. And the reason is this, why they need to get out of the box. We believe, look, before you left Africa, all you were interacting with is your people. You are now in Germany. All you still interact with is your people. You're not going to make it like that. And yet you love this country. And yet you want to live in this country. So break out of the box, try to interact with the Germans. If music is what your passion is, look for the platform, the Germans, the Performing German Association, Artist Association. Like I said before, there are 3 Nigerians that I know that are doing well, topping the chart in this country. One of them is Prince Amaho. I have said it to so many artists, go and look for this guy. If you write it down and Google him, you'll get him. If you go to Facebook, you see him. This is a guy that has about 1 million views on YouTube. And yet, he's the one topping the German DJ charts here. He blows concerts. He's on concert, festivals. He's an Igbo guy.
Yeah, I know him.
Yes.
I know him. Yeah, yes. I remember him. Yeah.
Yes. So if that guy, that should be a motivation. If he can do it, if he can make it to that level, why not? So those are some of the things our artists should be doing. There's so much I can explain, but the time.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, sir. You are on the radio trying to push the culture, which you have been doing for so long now. And I'm sure you have also tried to interact with the EU African artists here in Germany, for example, and you've featured many of the songs. And I've heard DJs who say that the form at which they approach them feels so wrong that they don't want to work with them. Do you see them coming to you? I mean, this artist coming to you in a way that you feel, yeah, it's not acceptable. We're in a developed world.
Very well. And we cannot overrule that in every situation because we are all having different mindsets. And professionalism is very, very important. That's why I will also advise some of them to go to school and learn. Look, if you are applying professionalism in what you do, you don't have stress. I'll give you an example. Sometimes I'm on air. It is that very period that I'm on air. An artist will be writing me on WhatsApp and say, "Sir, I just sent you my song, play it." So you can imagine that. Or somebody will just tell me, "I've sent you my song, please download it." It will send you a link. Why? I'm on air. Professionally, I have planned all I'm going to do
for the day.
For the day. So when DJs are complaining in that area, I can understand what the artists should be doing. For example, they know I'm on air on Thursdays. What stops you 3-4 days to approach me? I'm very easy to approach. My email address is everywhere. Send me a message, tony4air@yahoo.co.uk. I'm not selfish with it. Send me a link or send me that. Then we can interact before then, but not when I'm on air. You know, so those are the things most of them are doing wrong. You know,
I have moderated so many events, and I see Nigerian artists coming to perform, and
yes,
most times I'm disappointed because at that time, that's when they are looking for the right beat, looking for the right track, looking for, you understand? I feel that, oh, you could also have met this DJ before now. We're in the middle of an event. There are Germans here. These are organized people. And sorry to say, I think most of the people who does this are from the Edo region. Do you have a way where you can speak your language to them if they don't understand the German language, for example?
I wouldn't say from the Edo. I would just generalize Africans. Okay. Because if I need to speak my language now to them, I might be shortcutting some people that are doing it that doesn't understand my Edo language. And like I said, with my experience so far, for more than 11 years now on the entertainment field, I would say that what you just said cut across all the nationalities and especially the Africans. Because, like I said, they have never decided to put professionalism, or they are selfish with the idea, because no Africans will want to go late the day he's going to be paid. If you know that your money is going to be given to you by 10 o'clock, no Africans will be late. So why are you late in every other aspect and we say it is an African time? No. So when it comes to stage display with artists and all that, I think generally I want to advise that what you just said, I've experienced it too, because I'm an MC. A lot of people don't know that. You know, I'm a compare. I do my program. A lot of people don't know why I do my program on Thursdays. Why I do my program on Thursdays to give me the space for my master of ceremony that I do. Which I do professionally now. And that's where I started in the first place, you know. But today, most of our ministers are coming to this country. They need a professional African that comes from that same country when they are doing their banquet or entertaining the visitor. This is where people like us come in.
Someone that can represent them, introduce them in the best way.
Exactly, professionally, you know. So that's a second address for me, you know. So this is the same thing artists should be doing. Don't put all your egg in one basket. My advice to them: I am a broadcaster, an MC, a label, a clothing label owner. So what stops an artist? An artist can be a comedian. He can be an actor. He can be a musical artist. It's all part of entertainment. You know, so they can combine all this. If this is not going well, the other one can introduce the other one to make the other one go well for you. Like my clothing line now, what is helping it is my being on radio. So that's my yes.
And it's going to bring me to a very, very good question. That's artists. I know that advice was for artists, but people generally shouldn't focus on one thing. If you can improvise, do other things. So in the recent past, I've spoken with DJs who ended up being also the promoter. They are also the artist manager, and they try to combine 3 or 4 different activities in one field. And in my own research, or with my previous experience or interaction with people, I see that it brings a lot of argument or discrepancies that, oh, because he doesn't want to pay a DJ, he now wants to be the DJ himself. And looking at that word, looking at this entertainment world with regards to that, do you think that is encouraging? Would you support that?
Look, this is where professionalism, I will keep using the word, comes in. You see, like I said just now, how many Africans really know that I'm a professional MC? Because I'm not doing it at the party type. I do that. The party type is just an added value to my MC. In my city here, everybody knows me. Any party that is coming up, I'm the one moderating it here. But the professionalism that you put into what you do, even if you're a DJ, you're going to be a promoter. If you are a DJ, when the time comes, if you are booked for that job, then that is what you are for that moment. If you want to do promotion, if you want to bring an artist, you want to become an artist manager or something like that, it doesn't stop you. You need to space your time. But the point is, don't mash the two together. This is where I have been booked as a DJ. I'm here today as a DJ. Anything concerning show promoting, that's not what I'm here for today. So my bookings for promotion is going. My booking for DJ is something else, So a lot of people that follow me on social media, they will see that in most times I'm promoting my brand. I'm bringing them out, doing my promotion. That's my brand that I'm promoting. It's me. But when it comes to being on radio, it's a different aspect entirely. It does not have anything to do with me being on a German radio station and I'll be bringing my Tony Air brand to a radio station to be promoting. No, that's not what I'm employed to do there. So the professionalism needs to be applied.
Very good. Talking about artists all over again, we've heard big names from Nigeria, most especially the Burna Boy, the Davido, Wizkid, making waves all over. When I drive around now, even in several radio platforms, German radio, you hear them singing Nigerian songs, which was in the last 5 years. I think when I first got here, there was nothing like that. So I would say, and I know that you also agree, that the Afrobeat industry has really improved. The question is, do you think that their German counterparts, the artists here, are actually doing good job, well enough to compete in this Afrobeat industry?
Yes. The point is, especially with my experience with a lot of Nigerians that I know now that are really doing well, the only problem they are having is they are not getting out of the box. I always use that word. The Germans, for example, you live here, they are not going to look for you. They don't know you. You are the one looking for something. According to some proverb in our places, the person that is looking for something is the one that has a longer hand. You have to look for these people. Search for them, Google them, request an audience with them. And then it starts like that. But when you are waiting for them to come and be looking for you, they don't know you. You understand that? For example, I'll give you an example. Once we met with the mayor of this state years ago, we were talking about our people, about integration, about how we can integrate. Since we are already in the forefront, they know us. What can we do for our people? We were having a meeting, and the mayor said, we don't know how you people interact culturally and things like that, and this is why we need people. And do you know that setup? Today, we have what is called Bayrats, people representing us in Bayrats. But how many Africans are still believing in these people that are representing you? Do you know that, for example, in Hamburg, we have 3 Africans representing us here in the German Senate Beirat? Because the Germans don't know us. They're giving us opportunity to bring these people forward. 3 Africans to represent the continent. Before it used to be 1. Then they increased it to 2. Now 3. You know, so that they can bring up our issues, our problems, our cultural interaction. Like I said, in part of those interactions we had with the mayor. And then a question came up from the German side that why is it that most Africans, when we are talking with them, they come up with the attitude like they are lying. Then we're not asking how. They said because when you are talking to an African, he's always looking down. You see that? That's because right here in this country,
you look at
if a German is talking to you and not looking at him direct in the eyes, you are lying. But in our African context, you are not bold enough. You dare not look at your parents in the eyes when you are talking to them. That's how we were brought up.
Exactly.
So we need to, we now need to let them know that no, these Africans are not lying. It is our cultural upbringing. It's another way of showing respect to our elders. We don't look our elders in the eye. And then I said, oh, you see, this is why we needed people that can also, protrude this to us and let us know your cultural heritage. And this is part of the things people like us are doing on radio. You can imagine now you are driving on your radio in Germany, you are hearing Sonny Ade, you are hearing Victor Weifel, you are hearing, whether they like it or not, they will hear it because I'm playing it. So this is what other people should do with what they have. Like as an artist, I seen an artist here in Nigeria who sang in German language. And the day I played it, it might look funny, but they now started knowing that there's someone integrating. So these are the things, because every day I'm on air there when I finish, I have the opportunity to know the demand of the Germans in terms of integrations, the promoters, what they want. They also want this cultural value to add, and not all of their people have been to Africa. In their carnivals, they also want to have the Africans to come and showcase what they have. So the Africans should also come up. You say you are a professional artist, you sing. Don't sing to only your people. Sing to the people that owns the country too.
Don't sing to just Nigerians or to just Africans. Yes. Sing to Germany. You're in Germany, and that's when you can actually make impact here.
Exactly.
Good one.
Exactly.
You've talked about your push of the culture, and with this explanation, I think you're actually doing much more than we think you're doing, because many people will think you're only doing that on the radio, but with this explanation, with this rat and the conversation we have with the government official, I think it merits you getting an award for the intercultural or best promoter of culture award. In the UK, was this?
Yes, I've gotten 4 awards from the UK. I have the legendary award in Berlin. I was honored with the legendary award. And in Nigeria, I was honored with a media personality. That's in Nigeria, in Edo State. So altogether, I think I have about 30 international award and honors. And again, I'm part of the 100 most influential Africans in Germany. I'm in that list.
Oh, okay.
And then the African Hall of Fame as well.
Well, it doesn't wonder me. I don't think I am. I don't think you don't merit all this if we have to look back to 20 years of artwork. So I'm going to say this, sir. How did you combine work and family together? This is Germany.
Yes. When you have families that understand that this is what makes you happy, this is your job, this is where the paycheck comes from, and it's just a question of sitting down, communicating during dinner, and we schedule what we do, and then they follow up and they understand. And in most cases now, My number one fans are my family, because when I'm on air, and even they are the one correcting me. When I come back, they said, you spoke one German today, you didn't add S to it, or you didn't add I to it, you know. So it makes it more interesting. So the family has always been there.
Okay. Now, there are a lot of people who, when they get recognized, it blows their mind, it comes onto their head, but you're not like that. How did you manage fame?
Because of my background. Because if you allow it to overwhelm you, meaning you were not ready for it for the first time. Like I said, I always like surprises. And most of this award, I'm just here when I get the letters of invitations. So I love surprises, meaning every award I have gotten has encouraged me to do more and not to let it go into my head, because this is my passion. This is what I love. So there's no way I could fake it, rather than to continue to do more for people to be interested in what I do. So no, it never goes into my head.
That's a very good lesson. We're also learning from you, and that's one of the reasons we brought you here, so we can learn more from you. Looking at the Afrobeat industry, home and abroad, do you have a favorite musical
in terms of artists?
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot. Sometimes people tend to associate with people that are already on top or making it. But we should not forget that it is something that is good. Everybody wants to associate with. You know? So right now, unlike those days, like you said before, this draws me back again. We were not having all this Davido, Burna Boy, and Wizkid.
Wizkid, yeah.
Yeah, they were nowhere in the year 1991. People we had here was MC Loaf. How many people still remember the late MC Loaf? Some people don't even know MC Loaf. MC Loaf is one of those that came on top.
I never said it.
I have the picture, and we had a picture in the studio, because every Nigerian artist that I've always been coming, as long as Hamburg is part of that show, they will always come to What's Up Niger, and we do the interview. So these are people that paved a lot of way, you know. MC Love came in, and then Flavor and all the rest, you know. So for me, I will still say most of the old ones that are their work, there are still some old time music that you still hear, you can't do away with them. So most of them, they are my favorite, but there are too many to mention. But I want to relate it back to the EU, because these days we are having a lot of artists that are really making us proud. But you might be surprised. All these artists are doing well, but why are they not being heard internationally? Because we live in the international.
Yeah.
The international they are talking about at home, that is we. People in Nigeria those days will be saying, hey, you see an American music, American song, people coming from Europe, this. But do you know the Nigerian has taken over? Nigerians have been able to wipe that out. Those days, it used to be artists coming from America to come and showcase their craft in Nigeria. But these days, it's about Nigerian artists going abroad to showcase their craft. So that's what I meant by our artists should go out of the box. Burna Boy, if he was in the box, he wouldn't get Grammy. He interacted with those that was supposed to be in the international. If you listen to his last album, he featured a lot of international acts. A lot of those things paved way. Look at people like Wizkid. I saw Wizkid, I didn't see him physically, but I saw when he came to, I think, Milan for a runway, you know. You know how much that guy got there? So this is interaction. If it was only doing it in Nigeria, it wouldn't happen. So if you are not here, the instrument people like Wizkid, Burna Boy are using to produce their song in Nigeria are played in where the artists in Europe are living, are made here.
Are made, yeah.
So if the organ they are using there is made here, the microphone they are using there is made in your city, in where? So what stops you from taking a big advantage of it? and then move with the right people. And that's what is going to help you.
Thank you very much for that advice. And I think today it's more of getting advice, getting insight for growth for individuals. Because for me, we are also learning, and like I said, we're learning from you. And you've said so much this evening. I'm going to ask you one of my last, yeah, maybe second to the last question. What do we expect from Tony Hen? What should we expect to see in the next 10 years? Because I know that, yeah, you're always innovating. So maybe you already have plans.
In the next 10 years, if God permits, I hope I'll still be on radio, because I have a lot of plans for myself, because we are moving towards retirement now. And if you add 10 years to my 61 years, I will be 71. So I might not be as agile, so useful the way I am right now. So my plan is always towards the first 1-2 years. You know, because right now, my plan is to see, if not the corona, to see that most of the German producers, German promoters that are having concert and festivals can also interact with most of our African artists to include them in their festival. That would be my joy. And then the next 2-3 years to see an African also doing exactly what I'm doing, so that when I'm no more there, because we don't know how long God has allowed us to stay on this earth. So then someone else should be there. It should not be Tony Air. No. If it is only Tony Air, then it's not useful. There should be someone else. I am begging anybody hearing this now, if you have the passion and the interest and you want to go on radio, I'm making it public here today now. I will pay for your training in our radio station, TD. We have enough programs there that people can enroll and learn. Even me, I still enroll most times, and I go there, you know, to do it professionally. You know, it might not be just broadcasting. It could be on the TV. I went on a TV program. You know, I still have a passion to go on TV because we have a TV station. We have a TV station there in TD, and we have radio. You know, so when I see how many of us in TD, we are just about 2 blacks. I'm the only Nigerian. You know, so my plan for the next 2-3 years is to see that a lot of Africans will come forward, because it's when you have interest. I cannot force you to come. If you tell me you have the interest in it, I will show you what you need to do, the hard work, because it's only hard work that pays. What you need to do, the language is number 1, and the next is consistency to make sure you get it right. You fail, be ready to fail, get up, do it all over again until you get it right. So those are my plans, and I have it for my people.
Yeah, you were saying that you would like more people to be on the radio just like you. The Afrobeat DJs, the association, they also have a radio platform. What do you say to that?
Yeah, okay. It's a nice one. They're not even the only one. We have a lot. They are online.
Yeah.
We have all online. I used to be in online. I was online for several years before I moved to FM. There is a lot of difference between the online and the FM station. Yeah. The difference is, who are the audience that are listening to you? Is it only your people? Have your radio station be open to the extent that the Germans or Americans or wherever they are, they can hear you and listen to you while you are doing your broadcast? And then the people listening to you, what can they benefit from it is very important. Like I broadcast now, if you're driving on your car, you will hear me on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, so you can imagine if I'm, like I said, I'm playing a Yoruba song or whatever. That's integration. A German that heard it that moment because he has no choice. He's driving. He cannot, because of me, stop his car and say, until this Yoruba, this thing play for me before, I will not listen. He has no choice. He will listen. You see? So on air, I have more than 20-something thousand people listening on air because the radio station has already created the audience for me. Unlike when I was in online, I have to beg my people. Please, I will be on air so time. Please come and listen to me. Some people will tell you, is it not the Tony Air that we know yesterday? Is it not Tony Air we know yet? What is he going to say? Then you'll be pleading with people to come on. But we overcame all that. Now we got to a stage where the Germans has prepared the audience already waiting for me. Just for me to come and give them my African content to them. So those are the difference.
That's a very good one. Would you give them a word of advice for, because to me, I see that you're encouraging them to do more, not just online, but also to try to penetrate the FM studios.
Yes, and they can do it. I should be like now, people can look up and say, if Tony Air can do it, he doesn't have two heads. You can, and then Tony Air, that is an old man, 61 years. And you are 25, you are 30, you are 40, and you say, no, I'm just comfortable in my zone. Then you are not ready. You should move. You have the opportunity now. You live in, and do you know one thing? What people don't know? Fear is always what is drawing most of our people back. And the good thing they don't know also is that they have been, especially those that have been given permission to stay in this country. That is what knocks the door for you. So long as you have been given a resident permit to stay in this country, continue to knock every door. The highest they can say is no, and then you go back. And do you know, when I was on online radio station, I did something different from every other online station by approaching MoneyGram, Western Union, to do sponsorship on my program, and they did.
Wow. Yeah,
everybody that listened to me when I was in online, they knew that MoneyGram was there, and I preached it to all the online radios, the African radios that are here. Please don't suffocate yourself alone with our people. Go to these people, write them, approach them. This is the idea I used. I discovered that MoneyGram is the one celebrating. Western Union is the one celebrating a festival in my place called Igwe Festival for my king.
Wow.
When I went to Nigeria, I saw it large. Why do you think they are doing that? They don't give anything free, but because they know the population of the Edo people that are sending money are more, and what they can do is to celebrate our king. And I capitalized on that and went to them, approached them. I'm from Edo. I'm a Benin man. And if you can celebrate my king, good. And if my people know that you are sponsoring my program, they'll be more happier. And I will write content. So I approached MoneyGram, Western Union. At the end, what they call them, MoneyGram got it faster, and they gave me the chance. When Western Union came, it was too late. I can't take two money or two banks at the same time. You know, so the same thing I'm telling our people: don't sit down there and just use this free Wi-Fi for nothing. Use it to go where you can get help. They are there.
Thank you very much. This has been educating, interesting. Also, I will tell you, I'm going to listen to this over and over again. And if you have there, I think this is a lesson for everyone who are Africans living in Germany. Mr. Tony here has taught us today. You have schooled us that, especially those who have the permission to stay, it has already knocked the door for itself, and it is just for you to open. And the worst you can get is no. Then knock the next door. So, sir, somebody asked that where can they get you, or can they listen to your radio station also in Bayan? Yeah, I would say yes, because if I can listen to it here in Baden-Württemberg, I don't see reasons why you can't listen to it in Bayan. Would you just tell us once again the station that our audience can also tune into every Thursday?
Okay. That is in German is www.tdpont.net. That is www.tdnet.de. That's the website. And if you want to listen direct on your radio, it's 96.0 FM. You tune in on 96.0 FM, you can hear me direct every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But if you are listening from your devices, like the mobile phone, laptop, or computer, all you need to do is go to www.tdnet.de, click on the radio, and then you see all of our programs. They are there. And the rebroadcasts are also there. Even right as we are talking now, if you go there, you see a lot of programs that are running right now.
Thank you very much for your time. It is indeed for me a great pleasure to have you live, have a chat, exclusive chat it is. And I hope that we'll be bringing you once more to educate us more on this platform.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate being here.
Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. And say also
Thank
well
you.
to your family who are your number one fans. And know that today
Yes.
you've gotten another fan in me. Thank you
Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
This has been a wonderful evening, and I hope you did enjoy yourself. I hope you did learn one or two things like I did, and several other people. So you need to focus, you need to be consistent, you need to be innovative. When you try once and it doesn't work, don't give up. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful evening with a legend, with a great ambassador of the culture, Tony Hare. This is once again Afro Passion. My name is Eniola. Stay tuned, stay connected as we bring to you our next guest very soon. We promised to bring the best, and we are still on the course. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.